It's Joy. This is video number 2 on Sunday, June the 2nd, 2013. I'm going to show you how I took my SureFit Designs blouse blueprint and turned it into this Burda pattern. I don't even have this Burda pattern. All I have is some line drawings of it. Somebody sent me an email. Well, I get them every month from BMW or something I belong to on the internet. And I don't think that's right. That sounds like a car. But anyway, something I belong to. And every month they send you the new Butterick and the new McCall's and the new Simplicity and the Burda. Well, I am not a Burda person. I like things simple. And I don't like 5,000 million roller coaster lines going all over a piece of paper, and I'm supposed to figure out what one of those is mine, and then I'm supposed to add seam allowances to it. So I don't like that. I mean, I know I sort of do that with SureFit Designs, but it's just one line, so it's easy to add seam allowances to it. So totally different animal. Anyway, somebody sent me this email, said here's the new Burdas. Well, usually, you know, it's a bunch of 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds with perfect bodies wearing whatever the pattern is, and usually it's not something I would wear to a dog fight. They're just strange looking for young people. But anyway, I happen to really like this one. It was called some kind of a shift. I don't remember what maybe just they called it Burda Shift. Let's see, can you see if I hold this real still? Maybe the camera will focus on the line drawing. What I liked about it was this inset right here, and of course the pockets. I'm a major pocket person. I do not take my purse anywhere when I go shopping. I always take a little wallet with my credit cards. I take some Kleenex. That's about it. My wallet and my Kleenex. I don't even take my keys because inside my little bitty wallet I have keys. So anyway, this is the line drawing. I decided I wanted to try to do that. I've been studying this now for how long? 2-3 years, trying to make a certain design. So I had taken my, I think I've already put it away. I had a SureFit Designs blouse last summer that I simply added a skirt to, and I made a blouse out of it and made a dress, and it turned out really, really good. It was a little too big for me, and especially now that I've lost weight, but it turned out really, really good, especially in the top. So I decided to get that pattern out, lay it out on the table, put some paper on top of it, and trace it, and try to figure out how to put this inset in. Well, in this little drawing, if the camera can focus on this, you can see the individual pieces there. And so I tried to just look at those itty-bitty miniature pieces and figure out how to make them giant size for my body, okay? Now, I asked Glenda for some help on this, but she really doesn't have time for that anymore. So she did tell me to be careful of the waist darts and to probably not take the dart. And so that was one thing that really helped me, because I didn't realize, I'm looking at this picture in the back and pointing to that one in the front. I didn't realize that this line right here, I need a pointer. This line, of course, is the bust dart. This line here is the waist dart. So that shows you where to put those two lines. It was kind of tricky figuring out where to put the bottom line of it. So I just kind of put my hand down here, figured out where I would want my pocket, see? And so that's where I decided to put that bottom line. Okay, I haven't put the pockets on yet, but I'm going to. Anyway, I want to show you what I came up with for a pattern, because it's kind of tricky. This is the back of the pattern. And I hope the camera can focus. You can see that little floppy square right there, which I'm calling the inset. See that? That's this part right here. This is the back. This is my SureFit Designs. You can see it's just a simple shift dress. So I had to figure out where to draw that square. Then the reason it took me 3 times was it was really tricky for me figuring out where to put the seam allowances. The first time I had this little inset, I put the seam allowances on the inside of this. No, 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 that's wrong. Obviously that can't work. So the second time that I made this, I drew the seam allowances. The green marks, which hopefully are showing up for you, the green marks are the seam allowance for the inset. The red marks are the seam allowance for what's left of the dress after you cut that big chunk out of it, okay? So that was the really, really hard part. And the tricky part also, of course, is sewing. Let me get the front. The front's a little different. Here's the front. And you can see that the front is very tricky at the bust dart. I also ended up drawing the seam allowances on and marking what allowances were for the dress and what allowances were for the inset because it was very confusing to me. Then you sew them together here, of course, on this black line, and there's 8 of these points where you have to sew this thing on. Now, short of turning the insets into an applique, you have to sew them on with these points. It's very tricky, but this being a knit, I think it really simplified it for me because, you know, you have a little bit of stretch here and a little bit of stretch there. So anyway, that's how I did it. And the pocket is just a rectangle, so how hard can that be? I've still got to do that. I bound the sleeves with a piece of self fabric, and I bound the neckline with a piece of self fabric. I just cut a strip 1.5 inches wide. I have a video on that somewhere. And I really like that, no facings. The zipper is invisible. I don't do invisible zippers a lot because I don't make dresses ever. But oh my gosh, easy, and it looks so nice. See? Invisible. Invisible! And good luck zipping it up on yourself. See, now the tab shows, of course, and my tab's black. This is navy blue. Oh, I want to tell you one other thing. This fabric that I found, I just love it. I hope I can find some more of it somewhere. It does not stretch. Let me see. How does that go? It doesn't stretch on the lengthwise grain. See that? No stretch at all. But no, I got that backwards. It doesn't stretch on the crosswise grain. Isn't that crazy for a knit? It doesn't stretch on the crosswise grain, but it stretches a bunch on the lengthwise grain. See? So this dress actually goes lengthwise around me. That's how I cut it out. So I've got the stretch. See? How cool is that? Comfortable. Oh my gosh. I really, really like this dress. I'll probably make it again without the color match thing because my husband doesn't like that. I showed him this morning. I was watching Sandra Betzina's new Craftsy class on how to sew things on the bias. Oh my gosh, she was wearing an outfit today. She has black here, a black sleeve here, a black sleeve like from here to here, and then a big bold print the whole rest of it. To me, it looks like a hodgepodge mess. Anyway, I showed that to Jerry so he wouldn't freak out when he saw this, but he still said that looks really crazy, I don't like it. So I'll have to make it again and put this in right so it doesn't show up so much. But this is my color blocking class, or whatever. SFD to Burda. I better go. Bye.